Let's try that. Hey, now I'm showing it on the mic. Hey, welcome aboard Flying with Mike, oddly enough. I hasn't dropped it yet. But hey, Delta, Delta, Delta. Yeah, great fraternity. Those of you that remember the movie. Anyway, welcome. We are back at it. Life as a military brat. What a series we've done so far. I haven't heard anyone say stop it. So we're going to keep going. We've traveled my life, if you will, from where I was born. First off, I was born into a military household. My dad was in the Air Force. And we started in Norton Air Force Base, California. That doesn't mean anything to anyone because they don't even know where it was. San Bernardino, California. That's right, Angelinos. It was in the west or eastern end of the valley there. From there, we headed across. Oh yeah, we got the level up. Oh yeah, I finally caved in and got it. But anyway, from Norton, we went to Germany, Bitburg to be exact. And while the airport there not really conducive for a 747, Spangdahlem was. 5 miles, 10 miles, 15 miles away, very close. Cold War days, these were at the height of the Cold War in the 60s and 70s. From Bitburg back to the States, Sacramento area for Mather, and then from Mather back to Norton there in San Bernardino. So that was the first few years of my life, and we were bouncing. Maybe year or two at each place, maybe. Which many military brats out there? Yep, y'all can agree. Yeah, shake your heads up and down. Yeah, you lived that. Then we went to Scott Air Force Base outside St. Louis. We're there for about 2 or 3 years, 3 years, I would say at the minimum, because I went to two different schools there. Norton, the second time around, I entered kindergarten, completed it, remembered an earthquake that was there. That's one of my first memories. And the big red mountain to the north as the mountain burned. Remember those two very big events. Albeit, Angelinos will tell you, yeah, that was just a 4.5. Come on. Yep, that to a 5-year-old. Hate to break it to y'all. The world was coming to an end. So, but anyway, now we're in first, second grade, third grade at Scott. Like I said, midway through second grade, that would be almost a theme to my life. Um, Midway through, we switch and go out to the Belleville school districts. Um, and then a year and a half or so later, we're on the move again. However, he was still at Scott. However, at this time, we're on the move to Maxwell Air Force Base, Alabama. Montgomery, Alabama is actually the city it's in. However, again, I chose to go to the city airport, if you will, just because of runway lengths and accommodations. I thought, you know what, let's bring it in here. And today we pick up and head on with episode 6. Today we leave Montgomery, Alabama. I will say, as a fourth grader, I believe it was when I was there, I hated this place. This was probably the absolute worst place we ever went. It's hot just about all 12 months of the year. Muggy, sticky, icky, yucky. I just hated Alabama. We got down to the beach once. That was because it's like 90 miles away. So down there in the probably Gulf Shores, maybe Destin area, in those one of those two areas. But other than that, this place I really did not like. No offense to those of you who live in Montgomery, I hated it. Um, So now we're off on episode 6 to our next destination. And we're going to do it with a via, like we did the via coming back from Bitburg to Sacramento. We're going to via. We're going to make a pit stop along the way, fitting with the airline you see here, in Atlanta, Georgia. And then we're going to go on from Atlanta to Charlestown, South Carolina, otherwise known as Charlestown, or to most of us now as Charleston. Um, so I hope you enjoy. Big intro, I know, to this. Just think, got a lot more to go. Went to 12 to 13 different, no, wait a minute, that's wrong. 12 different schools. I think that's still wrong. Anyway, went to a lot of schools. I'll get the numbers down right. And so we're just halfway through school, grammar school, folks. But we're headed over to Charleston. And now, while in Charleston, I will first admit this was probably one of the, if not the best assignments my dad got. I loved it in Charleston. Hot, muggy still, but you know, even for a kid, I appreciated that sea breeze that came in at night to help make it more comfortable. Plus the beach, right, you know, literally right down the road. And I actually did start seeing a little bit of what I liked in school, the history of Charleston. Just an amazing town and a surrounding area. Today it's even better, especially since you got to pay so much to live there. No, just kidding. But anyway, it was probably one of, if not the best assignment we had. The only thing that I'll leave that for another episode. But as you can see, the peeps are bored. The doors are closing, and I did nothing. Isn't that awesome? All right, now the route you're seeing. Anyway, we're headed to Charleston. That's our ultimate destination for episode 6. Would be there. Oh, did some great things in both American history and history in general happen in Charleston. While living in Charleston, the nation celebrated the bicentennial. That's right, 200 years. Also, Star Wars came out. Smokey and the Bandit came out. Matter of fact, Smokey and the Bandit, our parents took us to our first drive-in to see. What a great movie. It still is to this day. And the very first Star Wars episode released. Don't even get me into that, because that is the most confusing movie market to ever try to understand. But New Hope came at a time the country really did need a new hope. And it finally would come 4 years later, but it really needed one. So anyway, enough said. Let's get into cockpit, get this thing going, because we do need to talk about a couple things. First off, we are online on VATSIM. We are sitting in gate 3. I would be personally appreciative if you don't come online and park here. But if you do, hey, you're not going to make me go away. So we have a little bit of a route change. So what you see coming up on Sim Toolkit is different. We'll explain it here in a second. And I didn't realize it while letting SimBrief do it, because like usual, it did it wrong. All right. Had to get a swig of coffee there, sorry. All right, so let's get Sim Toolkit in here, shall we? Yo, Sim Toolkit, where are you hiding? Oh, it didn't light up. That's why. There we go. Huh. Thought I clicked it hard enough. All right, so the first fix you see under the right over here, SMAWG, we're going to. After that, that's where it goes downhill, and we're not planning 9 left. We're planning, or 8 left. We're going to plan the south runways 9 right. Not all the way south on 10, just 9 right. We're cutting it off there in the middle. You can see we've got, yeah. Oh, do we have, yeah. Look at those storms cutting through here. And you thought we had it bad here in St. Louis? Woo, doggy. So, yeah, while it's a little bit on the can't figure out what it wants to do in the St. Louis area, oh, it knows what it wants to do here in Montgomery. Welcome to Tornado Alley this time of the year. Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, this is where the hot spot is. I don't know if today there's warnings up or not. I would think maybe, but who knows? Yeah. All right, for today's loadout, we're going with 166 people on this 737-900 from LevelUp. That's right, LevelUp. 38,100 pounds. Block fuel of 10,703 pounds. And again, the route you see there isn't it exact at all. Well, kind of, sort of. But cost index 13,000, I kind of went, huh? But then when you look at the mileage on this thing, that could be about right. Let me show you. Bring in SimBrief here real quick. So today's flight is a 27 scheduled 55-minute flight. We should be in about the 30-minute mark. It's only 132 miles. So 13,000, while seems kind of low, could actually be pretty decent for us today. We'll see. We can always go up and down as long as, you know, and ask for it with ATC. Again, the route is wrong. We'll get to that in a second. So, but there you have it. I do not have the weather on. I think I've kind of already showed enough of that. All right, so let's look at that, the weather. Well, at least it's easing a little here in Montgomery. Its winds are out of the north at 350 degrees, 10 knots, 7-mile visibility, and rain. I wonder if the runway's wet. Huh. Anyway, we had that yesterday, rain and a dry runway. Trying to figure that one out still. Few clouds at 700, overcast 1300, so we're good if we have to come back. 12 and 12, that never bodes well for fog when you have calm winds. We got a breeze, we got rain, that helps to ease it. It can help affect visibility, but it kind of eases it. Now, hot Atlanta, not very hot today. Winds 070 at 7. Definitely boding for runway 8, 9, or 10. 1.5 visibility and heavy rain. How do you have heavy rain and drizzle and mist? Broken at 500, broken at 2,600, overcast 4,800. So pretty much the down in the remarks it should say icky for the weather. We do have a SIG in effect, probably for heavy mist, and down below we do have a VATSIM controller up tower telling us the weather. Is he going to tell us if it's wet or dry? Sorry, not meaning to poke fun at you. Don't know you in the tower. But yesterday was just, you gotta just, come on. Oh, Lord have mercy. So, and departing, arriving runways, we're going to be, this one's the arrival side, or departure side. So we don't have the actual arrival. I'll get it to you here in a second. So again, a pretty decent run. Atlanta Center's not up, but I do believe, yeah, Atlanta Tower is. So we'll go with that. So it looks like pretty much a crummy day, at least into hot Atlanta, or cold Atlanta as it is right now. All right, now promised, what is the route going to be today? Hang on. Let's bring charts in. We'll show it easier this way. All right, now like I said, we are going to go to SMAWG and then Gundolf. And then we're going to fly the Gundolf to arrival. So we come into SMAWG, however you want to say it, Gundolf, Holler, Schuller, Jingle, Kubit, and then we'll join the 9 right ILS. Okay, that's the game plan. That's the new routing. And 13,000 seems to work out pretty good, being that we got to be at or above 11,000 by Gundolf. So, all right. All right, now, with all of this said and done, we actually have a lot of this ready to go. There we go. While the music was playing, I was able to get in here and get a lot of stuff done. Just getting this back to position. Make sure everything that I might have turned is back on. And down here. Okay, coming down real quick. Fuel pumps off. Meant to do that earlier. Missed it. Since we have passengers on, we'll kick the poo on. Okay. And we're just about ready to go. We're just doing some final checks here. Okay, everything's looking good. Oh, altitude. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're going to break down, set it for 13. If we go higher, hopefully I remember to go higher on here. Atlanta's field elevation is 1,026. Okay, and just waiting on that APU to do its thing. I've been told, and we're going to find out, I got a couple things I have wrong that I don't like with it. It could be this aircraft, and I'll explain why I say that here in a second. Just want to get the APU up and running. And blue light should be coming on that it's ready, and it just did. Bleed air on, APU, and we're set, ready to go. Okay, the reason I say it may be related to the 900, when I first loaded this up, no, I did not load the 900 first. I loaded the 700 first. The trim air is not on a 700, so it's not on the 700 panels. Whereas the trim air is on here, and everything's auto, just double check while I'm here. Maybe that's why the Collins panel here, when you put it in Collins, your buttons here, all these buttons, you have no idea what they are. And right now, my earliest thought is maybe the 900 did not use the same autopilot panel. Don't know. All right. So, but anyway, that's one thing I've noticed. What? Oh my goodness. Hang on, folks. I'm getting the wrong information out via one of my bots. Hang on. I know I changed that. I know I did. I must not have saved it. Or that age 60 is hitting me again. All right, sorry about that. I think I got all of those that control that taken care of. Hate when I do that. The good thing is the title on the stream is correct. It's what you see come up in chat that's wrong. And that was my goof. All right, so let's get back to where I was. Okay, so like I said, we have loaded. You can see 100% all across the board down there. So we're going to back up now. Curious. I'm just curious if it's going to work. I'm not putting all the actual numbers in. 148.6. And I don't know. We'll just go 20. And it looks like new. You would see a triangle here if it was working. So that is a big no. All right, so we'll just kind of leave it here. Curious. I don't think they have announcements yet. They just got this back up and going for X-Plane 12. It was a huge hit over in X-Plane 11. It just took them a while to get this up to speed and kind of meshed with Zebo. The two are kind of working in concert. And I'm going to have to learn how to update it when Zebo updates. Not sure how that works just yet. But as you can see, there are some things Zebo does, this doesn't, like the announcements and other things. But they also don't have takeoff yet. All right, so since the airplane is loaded, let's go to Perfint, do the request. All it does is fill in this page, and that's it. Okay. Just waiting. Just waiting. Up, there we go. Load. And again, it'll fill it in, and that's as far as it goes. No execute, no accept, anything. You just go with it here. 10.7, that's right. Zero fuel weight. Wait a minute. 130.5, that works for me. Take off 149.3. Yeah, we'll go with it. 8 on the, 8. Okay, well, that still doesn't help us. They're saying we can get 16. We may go up to that. We'll see. All right. Now, let's get our next page started. First, we need our reserve. Sim Toolkit. Easiest way for me to do this with y'all. Sim Brief again. Now, you could click here, but then you got to fill in everything. Or you click here, it's all filled in, and you click Calculate. The only thing missing from here versus the other way where you got to fill it in is you don't see where you are on the runway. That's it. I'm going to go with this. Take off flaps 5, take off 48, and there's our numbers. 140, 146, 152. All right. First off, though, we need to get our reserve. Let me show you how easy that is. Close. Now we're back to our flight plan. Come down to Briefing Preview, click Show Details, Now, if you're in Lido, this is the American Airlines format. If you just start your flight, hit it, and you didn't change anything with how it's going to format for your operational flight plan, you just go. And you'll find down below the fuel, it'll say your reserve and your alternate. Add them up, and that's your number. So here it is. We'll just do it here. It's 3.2 plus 3.5, call it 6. 3.3 plus 3.6 is 6.6. How about them apples? 6.6. Put 6.6 in there, and that's our reserve. The alternate today is Choo-Choo, Chattanooga. All right, so everything else looks good. We're not going to request. We're going to go to N1. We're going to go takeoff. And I already forgot my numbers, so hang on. .48 for the select temperature. Wait for it. And we're waiting for the climb suggestion. Climb 1, we'll take it. Okay, take off to the Great White North. I don't know if you'd call Atlanta the Great White North. Well, maybe a couple weeks ago you would have. All right, now one thing I did not do, put in our runway winds of 050. Diagonal 6. I don't know if we have a grade or not here. Oh, 0.3 on the downside. So it's to put the slope in, it's either U for up, D for down, or down 0.3. I screwed up. Actually, let me see if I can make up for it. Heading on the runway 097. And hey, I did. Okay, so if you do what I did, you put the D 0.3, whatever it is, hit the, push it in. If you forget, just come back, hit the backslash first, then you're heading. By the way, all of these information is in either charts or on your takeoff performance. Okay, we are on a wet runway, so click over to it. Next. Now, we are looking for 140. I'm going to go with the 147. I got 153 showing, 152. We'll go with 153. Looks good to me. And we'll click that so they go off. And all we have left to do is fill in the top here. 16. Okay, I go whatever V2 is plus 10. 97 degrees. And we'll take her up to 13,000. I can hear some tuning in. Thank you for tuning in on Flying with Mike. Going, 13,000? Where are we going to? Are you cleared for that? Yes, I am cleared. But no, we're flying from Montgomery, Alabama to Atlanta, Georgia. Very short, 132-mile flight, so 16,000 would be the height we'd get to. And I am just going to set this so we're close. All right, we are set up here. Flight directors on, numbers in. Auto brake. Actually, we'll wait. Gear down, 3 showing green. Flaps are showing up. Speed brakes down. And take off. Sounds good. Parking brake. Set. And we'll get the trim here in momentarily. All right, let's get going. Again, Life as a Military Brat, episode 6. Hope you're ready for it. Off to Charleston via Atlanta. So, hope you enjoy. Again, one more look outside before we say hasta la vista, baby. The spirit of Seattle will herald us to Charleston. All right, altimeter for today is 2987. Okay, let's go to radar. And I want to go to 400 feet before we make any turns or the end of the runway, so long as above 4,000 or 400 feet. The goal is really why that rule is kind of in play. Unless you're at certain airports where you need to be turning immediately, set up for noise abatement. The goal is you shouldn't have any antennas or anything to worry about in the clouds above at 400 feet. Usually they would be under. I say usually. They are allowed to be let known in the NOTAMs to let you know where they are. Okay, VOR, radio set, altimeter set. Oh, I know what I wanted to check. Did it set over here? It shoitly. Oh, did it? Shoitly did. Had to go through here and set everything up. I thought I did, but I didn't. And, oh well. All right, let's get going, shall we? First thing, let's get a little thing up here for you all to see. And the jetways here don't work, so that's why we're not pulled up to them. All right, APU is on. We're on the generator. We're on the bleed. And we're set up there, so click. And off we go. Those were set. Okay, they're back. Okay, let's fire this thing up. First off, we are going to still do the pushback.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Now, that's a good question. That is an outstanding question. Which way would be the best? Okay, turn facing west. Okay.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
And what I did, just so you all know, I put it so it's right in front of the plane. We don't wait very long. And it should rid the chocks.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Cleared to connect. All right, we're
Tow
ready.
connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Oh, no, we're not. What's CTAF 19.7? Forgot we're back in the country. Montgomery traffic, Delta 572 pushing back stand 3. Brakes off.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
And that is exactly what we're going to do. Make sure the bleeds or the packs are off. That's the top half here. Fuel pumps on and go to ground. And this will be the first flight for me in this plane, so, and in any of the level ups. Okay, let's get the fuel on. So far, so good. Okay, I think we're stable. Let's get number 1 turning and burning. Okay, we got a good light on that one.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, and I'm going to put this one on legs. Okay, looks like we've stabled. All right, so let's continue on here. First off, the gens. Okay. Pump A. Go to 1 for now. Probe heat's on. Anti-ice. Let's go ahead, run engine and packs to auto, isolation to...
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Yeah, thanks for the pushback. Those of you interested, it is a free utility, easy plug-in to put in. All you do is basically download, put it in the plugins. You're done. It's updatable by the skunk updater, and piece of cake. I'm shocked they updated. There's the pins, and we're ready to go. All right, so EPU's off, flaps, takeoff. Okay, flaps going to 5. Taxi lights on.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Did not mean to do that. Reject takeoff set. On the brakes. And we're ready to go. Let me just do one thing here on systems. Basically, we're watching the lower half here. All right, since we're not zeroing, hang on a second. Okay. Sorry, folks. Let me work these out real quick. Okay. All right, and next. Hmm. Now let's give it our best, see how it does. Worst case scenario. Why do we have fuel? We have fuel in the center tanks? Oh, it just requires us to turn it on. That's weird. Montgomery traffic, Delta 572, taxi to runway 10. Is there a nose wheel steering button here? Oh, wait, let me check something. Okay, which one of you does nose wheel steering? I thought it was general. All right, let's see how that works. Ah, you know, it's always nice when you use the right control surface. I didn't know if I turned with my stick, it would have gone that way. Hang on. Real quick. Click, click. All right, so again, anyone joining in, welcome aboard Flying with Mike. Real quick rundown on who I am. I've been, well, actually, I actually do possess, and don't hold this against me, a private pilot's license. Um, to watch my landings and some of the things I do in the air, you may go, he does not, but I do. But I've been in the flight sim community since about 1999, 2000. Started with FS 98, I think, but for sure 2000. Progressed 2002, a century of flight in FSX. Like everyone, the 13-year lull hit. And I actually stayed with FSX. And through a couple of computers, it actually ran pretty good. The final computer, which it was running like dynamite on, ran out of memory. To my own fault. I shouldn't have set it up the way I did. It was destined to, you know, catch me. That's okay. We ended up buying a new computer, and at the behest of Hawker 125, tried X-Plane 11. We had it installed, and I am not going back to Microsoft since then. So, and that was in the year 2020. At the same time, the other sim was releasing, and from the videos and streams I watched, I just couldn't believe that's what they put out, and would not try it, nor will I. And but hey, to each your own. You all, if you enjoy it, enjoy it. Enjoy the freedoms, the rest, relaxation. That's what I get from the flight sims. I'm going to be sticking with X-Plane, and that's all you'll see here. I really had no inclination to do this level up because I'm not a huge 737 fan. I'm more 74, 777, and the Airbuses, A320 series, A330s, trying to get my hands around the A350, this new generation of aircraft. The 787 falls into that, and having a hard time. It doesn't help that it's not a great model. But anyway, that's my story. I hope you enjoyed it. I also started streaming in 2020, and you know, at the time I was kind of very hesitant, but over time I actually enjoy coming in with y'all into the community here, and wishing y'all would fly along. But at least I know you're flying along in your seats. But I would love for you to grab a plane, hop in the skies, especially on a day like this, those of you that like bad weather, and let's head to Hotlanta, where it is storming up a storm there. Uh, and I look forward to it. I haven't even figured out where the heck we're going to park this beastie yet. We'll worry about that on the ground. Maybe they'll give us a suggestion. All right, we're at the end of the runway. Let's finish this checklist up. Make sure I didn't miss anything on this inaugural flight. Okay, auto brakes reject. Radar not on yet. Let's get that on, see what it shows us. A little rain to the southeast. Get the terrain on. And I believe I've got us set for Terra. I do. And let's clear off. Again, the reason why the Honeywell is up. Don't think it. Oh, I know why. Why the Honeywell? When I brought the Collins one up, it just did not. None of these switches in the mate had no identifier to them. Okay, flight directors are on. Huh. That's interesting. All right, well, let's see what happens.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Oh, let's make sure nobody snuck up on us. Cleveland, Memphis, and New York. Okay, that's good. Not even sure Atlanta will still be there by the time we get there, but who knows? Yep, they're not there right now. Okay, no big deal. Montgomery traffic, Delta 572 departing 10. Now, one big warning was given to me about this plane, tail strike, so we'll watch that on takeoff. Which makes sense, the longer tube. I was also warned about watching for the door problem. Sorry, I had to throw that in. Definitely puts a kibosh on those like me that like to sit in the door seats. Don't think I will be here anytime soon. All right. Well, hopefully. Can't imagine why we're not. Here we go. Okay, engine stable. Airspeed's alive. There's 80. Oh, good. It tells me good.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up.
Gears up. Okay, why is VNav not working? Okay, there we go, on course. Yikes. Flaps up. I hope for those that are watching, hope they enjoyed We're Airborne by an hour. Even though we are trying to learn. Azul, how are you? Sorry I missed that somehow. Welcome in. Thank you so much. Looks like you've had some fun with Atlanta, so I thought I'd give it a try. What the heck? So, all you all out there trying to have fun. All right. There's Discord. Oh, wait. Was it Discord I wanted? All right. So we're airborne, and we're passing 5,000 on our way to 13,000. And you all are going, what? No, it's not a clearance that was given us by Clarence. It's actually sim brief. And technically, when you look down in the init, 16,000 was what the FMC recommended. We're only going 130 miles. So this is basically, you are looking at an up and down, probably the second or third shortest flight I've ever flown on the flight sim streaming. I have flown the shortest commercial flight out there. Wasn't the shortest flight when I flew it, but I have flown it. It's literally across the bay, as one would expect, at about a minute. Yeah, it's that short. They're two islands basically, and it's just cost effective not to build the bridge for the few residents, so they fly a plane back and forth scheduled. Anyway, this is pretty close to that. No. And they are bridged by an interstate, so. Yes, Atlanta. And then from Atlanta, we've got Charleston in us. That's Charleston, South Carolina. And this is all default. Oh, correction. Oh, I forgot to make mention of that. Atlanta is the Nimbus. So we'll be pulling into there on that. All right, there's 10,000 feet. All right, we're going to pretty much leave them in their seats. We're in horrendous weather. Check it out. The southeast is getting pummeled by severe thunderstorms. Thunderstorms to severe thunderstorms. I should say it right. Just a wicked day out here. Let me see if all right, there we go. And there's cruise altitude. Hang on, let me bring LevelUp in. I'm a alpha tester for this. Gives you a little bit of an idea. what's sitting just to the west of us. It technically shows us in it, but obviously we're not. So, yeah. Fun days. Now, when the route comes up again, for those new, we have a different route, and I didn't catch it while building it in SimBrief. We're going to be doing the Gundam 2 arrival, so the Hobbit reference we won't be flying over. This is what gets a lot of people in trouble with airports like Atlanta and others that have east and west operational stars. Hobbit is meant for the western approach. So we switched it to Gundam and got it right, hopefully. A keyword, hopefully. All right, we're leveled off at our cruise altitude. I guess I could turn the seatbelts for a few minutes, but if we start getting turbulent or into thunderstorms, we will get it back on. There you have it. A nice scheduled for just under an hour and probably 30 minutes in the air. Charleston is where we're headed for Life as a Military Brat episode number 6 for those who may be following along with the story of me as a military brat. My life for the first up through high school. Many schools, unlike some of you out there, I know some of you who aren't military brats go to a lot of schools. I have been to a lot of schools. On average, we moved just about every 3 years. Now, we had a couple of sections where, this one included, we were under that. And actually, the move to Alabama was just long enough to finish 4th grade. Now we're on to 5th grade, which will be over in Charleston in that start of the school season. So, yeah, we were there 9 months tops. So 2 to 3 years was the average we'd stay somewhere. And, you know, up until about 5th, 6th, 7th grade, most kids bounce right through it. I hated Alabama with a passion. And I'll even give you a sneak peek. When I drove a truck, while I loved going to Alabama in the wintertime to warm up my tail feathers, it was still hot and muggy down there. I hated Alabama. But the nice thing as a trucker, driving up north most of the time, it was nice for the change of pace to be down in the warmer climate. But yeah, even as a kid, I was not a fan of Alabama. 4th grader telling you that. Ooh. Charleston, temperature-wise, wasn't much different, except there was an onshore breeze at night from the ocean, which helped to make it a little more bearable. But the area was just beautiful, and it spawned my interest in history. Look it up, Charleston's history. And none of it has my name on it, thank God. Oh, but no, beautiful. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize just how beautiful the Battery Park was there down at the tip of the peninsula. Oh my gosh. Those homes are just outright unbelievable and outright beautiful. I loved every minute of Charleston. It's just a fun place. Like I said earlier, we were there for the bicentennial, 200 years, the U.S. being around. Independence-wise, Star Wars released. Those of you Star Wars, I had a conversation not long, I think it was with Matt, 1997, about Star Wars. Was there for the opening of the actual first movie of Star Wars. 1976 or 7. Smokey and the Bandit released while I was there. And giving you some history time-wise. So, fun times, like I said, enjoyed a lot more there than over in hot Alabama. Hot Bama. And as quickly as we got to top of climb, we're getting ready to come down. Oh, wow, we're 11 miles. Holy mackerel. Well, let's pull up the chart. Let's make sure we come in at correct 8,000. Okay, so we got a couple of ways to do the descent. We can come here, do the forecast, request winds. If there are any, it will put them up, and they're coming from SimBrief. Okay, it said no wind data. Okay, so go back to the descent page. I think nope, we're still ahead. Let's, oh, doggone it. All right, it's not showing up here. So we'll do it here. Altitude intervene. The other thing you could have done was just waited. Normally it will show where RTA is. Descend now. All right, again, still no controllers up. Let's get on this checklist. Descent altitude. Seatbelts are on. Lights will come on at 10. And what's our altimeter setting for hot Atlanta? What's our master caution for? And actually, I'm going to do the same here. Speed intervene. And hailer at 10,000, which we're getting ready. And now I can set to 40. All right, and then Schuler, 8,000 feet's where we're headed, and you can kind of see how it looks on. Looks like right now not too bad of weather, but we'll, find out here as we go.
1,000 to go.
All right, arrival information. 080 at 15. Okay, we're at altitude. Gonna go ahead. All right, so 080 diagonal 5, enter. Temperature 6. Q and A, oop, enter. Q and H. $10.13, we'll keep it. Okay. Brakes will go 2. Speed brakes, reverse, weight landing. We're showing 145.8. Really? Holy mackerel. I'm right? Wow, we're going to use most of the runway, hopefully off at N10. Holy mackerel, I was not expecting that. All right, now, for the ILS, 6,000. We'll begin our descent. All right, so brakes 3, it looks like. Let's see what Sim Toolkit says. Brake 3, we'll have 1,700 feet at the end. Okay. Landing speed or approach is 148. Okay.
Traffic Delta 1893, let's push back up that code. And the end will be down to 13. Atlanta traffic.
1,000 to go.
Atlanta traffic, Delta 572, inbound for 9 right, approximately 5 miles south of Detton. Okay, glide slopes armed, localizer engaged, and we are beginning to slow. All right, we are fully established. Atlanta traffic, Delta 572, 10-mile final, 9 right. Okay, we're fully configured. So we're set for the landing.
On the traffic, Delta 18, 93, real line of the way. Spot traffic, custom traffic,
Dang. It's like it's all over the place here, and I can't see the runway.
Another moment.
Hey, I got no.
300.
Now I do.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Holy mackerel, that ILS sucks.
knots.
I don't even want to look at how horrible that was. Actually, not too bad. Why was that ILS so horrible? And Atlanta traffic, Delta 572 is off runway 9 right. And Delta 572 off 9 right, taxi to the gates. Engines sound good. Right now, I'm more worried about how poorly it performed on that ILS. See how it does into Charleston before judging it. Won't be flying it again. right, but if I may, this is, even though it's really cruddy weather, wow, that's about what we had. Ceiling about that low. Oh, anyway, this is Nimbus. And yeah, we're in a cumulonimbus, so it kind of goes hand in hand. But anyway, yeah, we got to figure out what the heck went wrong on that besides me. All the doors look in place, so it wasn't that. Yeah, that was just, really did not expect that. It was like chasing the local. It's kind of like how I fly a localizer. I chase it all the time. It's how it seemed to be reacting to it. And all right, we'll go up to the next term. You know what? We could turn in here. I think I just might. All right, let's get that APU on. I thought there were taxi lines in between.
2A Whiskey Juliet departing runway 31 holding. Holding traffic, Avanti Whiskey, holding short for departing traffic.
Okay, welcome to Atlanta after a very, very precarious approach. Wow. Yeah, I'm not even about to go back and look at that. I know this plane was chasing that localizer. I don't know if y'all were watching that. I was, and, yeah. Woo! Fun times at Ridgemont High. All right, we came in at 51 minutes from pushback. Okay, let's take a look. Now, we did not fly this under any ACAR system. So, thankfully, we don't have to explain to chief pilots why we almost crashed their plane. All right, let's go back first through the chat and let's hear how I got roasted. I didn't get much. Okay, 550 was what we recorded. Nobody put anything in. 135. Actually, that worked out speed and all wise. This thing I will not trust on a auto land anymore. Wow. That was wow. Okay, so let's look at it though. Okay, so let's bring in elevator. My bad, I didn't come off Unicom on top of it. Ugh. Speaking of which, what would have been that? Just so we're ready for the next flight. CTAF. KATL. That's close, 19.1. It should be very busy, but we'll see. Let's take a look outside. It should be busy as well with, I don't see anyone there, but you know what? Hey, we're unloading. I believe we're unloading. Average. Packs on boarding said anti-collision switched off. What? Oh, really? All right, now things will happen. My bad. Anyway, let's get out here and we'll look at Elevatech. Oh, you know why? I know why. My bad. The reason the jetway went away is because I set it. I did everything on my own. All right, so you can see everything opened up, ready for it. Okay. Nimbus working a lot better now for us than it was. Okay. I think I got a lot of things worked out here. All right, back to Elevatech, complete the flight. How bad did LevelUp knock us? 515 at 135. 148 was our approach speed. This airplane had nothing, was doing nothing for it. So I'm not certain where all the trouble lied there. Other than the fact we got a big red bullseye over us. But anyway, hey, that shouldn't have been the problem. Okay, now with LevelUp done, by the way, again, alpha testing for that. Hope to give you more information on it as it becomes available. It's going to be a lot like Volanta, I think. So you make your call. Hopefully they'll have things in there where it's all free like Sim Toolkit, but I'm not at that helm. I just test. And it's so far a pretty good system. I still think Sim Toolkit outdoes them all, but that's just me again. All right, speaking of Sim Toolkit, that's what's up on the screen. Let's complete the flight, same numbers basically, but here's the difference. You don't get this with any of the others that I know of. Now, there could be some you all know that I've never heard of. But here's the details coming up that you're used to. Hang on, let me get rid of that green box. Okay, you're used to this 53-minute flight at 127 miles, 1,600 kilograms. You're used to all of that. What you're not used to is seeing where you landed. I'm going to be shocked if it keeps us on the runway. Oh my gosh, that I was not expecting.
47, 090 left on traffic.
Wow.
Traffic, Delta, I don't know, departing 90 left, varsity 36.
Did he say what I think he said, Delta? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, that was bad. Anyway, 1,350 feet down the runway. Okay. 29 feet off the center line. That'll buy. And how we eke that one out, I don't know. But 500 feet a minute, 1.5 Gs, how we eke that out, I don't know. 135 and pitch 3.5 degrees. And yeah, it was just horrible, that approach. So anyway, so first Delta flight, first LevelUp flight, not doing well for that team. We'll have to kind of wait and see with the next flight how it does. So I hope you all enjoyed. We're going to take a quick break here. Twitch, if you would please hang tight as we head on out, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes as we get ready to do the second part of this episode B, if you will, of episode 6, part B, Life as a Military Brat. Next up, Charleston. For now, YouTube users, you have a wonderful day. God bless you all. We'll see you on the next episode.
Atlanta traffic, Delta 947, departing 939 left, 463 departure, Atlanta traffic, bye-bye.
Again, Twitch users, if you would, hold tight. We'll be right back, and don't worry, we're not shutting the Twitch stream down.